I think it means a lot to me. Disruption is a word which actually is very ingrained to us in India. And I come from a very small town, and while growing up, my mother was a teacher, and teachers of a girls' inter college in a small town in UP. And you understand the education, uh, which is our basic right. I saw her fighting every day with the system, with the society to ensure that at least for a girl child in that society, the education should be without disruption.
Yeah.
Everybody should get educated. And at least not the societal norms come in the way, even the money should also not be a constraint. So I saw that challenge where you just don't have to accept your reality, you have to challenge it, you have to question it, and ensure that you struggle and come out of it. So
Yeah.
that's how I think disruption starts for me. And throughout my journey, three things which I think shaped it. One is my initial years where I told you about my mother. In that society, I saw that struggle, pushing upward, forward is the way to come out, to question,
Yeah.
to challenge the status quo. That's the learning which ingrained in me. And the second is when I went to my IIM Lucknow, and there I think I understood about problem solving and more than one ways to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Look at a problem from multiple ways, multiple angles, to understand different cultures, different perspectives. I think that shaped me and made me a learner for the life. That learning is not just through education, it is through, now I consume content. I was talking about the podcast, amazing. Rather reading a book in 8-10 days, you can consume a podcast daily and can move and can understand the whole journey of an entrepreneur. I think we are blessed to be in a time where the knowledge is so accessible and so
Yeah.
easily accessible
Yeah.
at the click of a button. So that is second. And third is in 2017-18 when I was in Bangalore, I was heading the consulting vertical of Red Chair. I got introduced to Art of Living. I think that there I got perspective about life, how to live life beautifully, how to be grateful, show gratitude towards the blessings we receive in this life. I think that changed my whole perspective, and I understood what is success and how it is not related to happiness. And being happy, and happiness is something which is the most critical thing in a life. And I think from that day, I am feeling blessed. I'm feeling blissful every day. Every morning, when I get up, I am so energetic to do something great that day, and that's how I feel myself motivated. That's how I motivate my team, and that's how I spread positive vibes around me.
Lovely, lovely. So, India has, I'll ask you another question. India has seen a lot of startups shut down last year, and is.
Just hold on.
Okay.
You can ask any question, I can keep replying, कोई issue नहीं है.
Okay.
But this is not the question you asked me. You said first and fourth.
Oh,
तो आप पूछते रहोगे, मैं आंसर करता रहूँगा पूरे दिन,
Okay,
कोई इशू
okay,
नहीं है. बट इफ यू वांट टू आस्क फर्स्ट एंड फोर्थ, तो मैं मतलब आई वाज थिंक अगेन आई एम थिंकिंग दैट क्वेश्चन इज कमिंग.
okay, okay, okay.
तो यू कीप आस्किंग, कोई इशू नहीं है. तो आप मुझे बता देना कि वो वाला क्वेश्चन आने वाला है.
Okay.
अदरवाइज आप जो पूछोगे मैं बताता रहूँगा.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Works. So I'll ask you the first question.
फिर देन अगेन यू कैन आस्क मोर क्वेश्चन, है ना. फर्स्ट एंड फोर्थ खत्म कर लेते हैं.
Retake करना है?
ये कंटिन्यू कर
Yes, continue. ठीक है. So, what in your view are the three key ingredients for achieving operational excellence and sustained success in a company? Could you share specific strategies that have proven effective in your sector for scaling up and driving growth within your startup?
Sure. So I think first of all, a culture of transparency, truth, and openness. That is something I think is very fundamental to any organization's success, right? And as we talk about operational excellence, again I'll try to count three things. One is you onboard everybody with your goals, right? That is number one. We'll delve into that. The second one is visibility of data and everything. Make it transparent, as I said. It should be a basic ingredient to your culture. And third thing is governance. So if you combine all these three, I think that will help you in getting the desired results and drive that operational efficiency, which will help you in getting the operational excellence. So I'll go one by one across each. So first, I set the goals. So generally, what happens? The visionaries, the founders, they have big, bold visions, but they need people. So I'm an operator by heart. I'm an executioner. I love execution throughout my day. So people like me who can convert those big, bold, beautiful ideas into executable strategies. I think that is something which is very, very crucial. And when you convert it into executable strategy, then take it to the goal sheet. And when I'm saying goal sheet, that means breaking down into KRAs and link it with the top line and bottom line of the main executives and the larger team in the organization, so that everybody is aligned. Now everybody is chasing the same common goal. So that is something which is very, very crucial for somebody.
Okay.
You can also break down these goals into quarterly formats, into monthly formats, into weekly formats, right? So that you can keep a track and see you all are progressing, your ship is going in the same direction. And I think it all starts, as Jim Collins say, Jim Collins is one of my favorite, who has written Good to Great. And as he says that it is very important to have the right people in the bus. So that means right people in the role. And when there is an alignment between people, between the roles, and between the right motivation, then I think you are moving in that right direction.
All right.
So that is one. Second is visibility. Now for me, visibility, I come from a consulting background, right? I've done a lot of operations, and now I've been into consulting also. So consulting tells you about the frameworks of solving problems, right? So for me, visibility means real-time dashboards. So gone are the times when we used to have a traditional way of looking at data, and we used to do the postmortem at the end of the day, end of the week, or end of the month. And that doesn't cut away into today's startup culture. In startup culture, you need real-time updates. Your strategy team need real-time updates. Your executive team, your working managers need real-time updates. So that, because in the retail environment, in the B2C environment, every day is very important. A day or a customer gone in retail will not come back. तो हिंदी में एक कहावत है, कहते हैं ना, मौत और ग्राहक का पता नहीं कब आ जाए, पर जब आए तो आप वहाँ होने चाहिए, right? So that's how you say it. So it's very important. So every day you are making your all KPIs visible to all your key people in real time, and that's how you are giving them a tool to take corrective decisions throughout the day, right? And guide teams accordingly. So that's how you try to drive that force every day, every hour, right? Then again, you can, through these real-time dashboards, you can also control the motivational metrics of the team, like the incentives. For like sales and operations team, incentive is something which motivates them, right? Money is a great motivator. So when you show them daily that how much they are earning, how much their today's efforts converted into money, real money, I think that motivates like nothing. So through these things, through these live real-time dashboards, I think the difference you can bring in the culture is today culture. You have to perform today. You have to be on top of things today. This kind of a performance culture, we call it in our org. If you can bring it, I think that can be transformational for any startup, or for say any company if it is not a startup also. Then the third thing is governance. Now what you have done, you have ensured that your people are aligned, they're aligned with the goals, they're aligned with the roles, they're aligned with the goals. Now what you are saying, you have already said their goal sheet, their OKRs, right? Their objectives are set, they are aligned. You all are chasing the same common goal. Now governance. Governance means having a cadence which ties up this visibility with the results. Visibility in real-time dashboard format and results which are there in the goal sheets. Now for tying this up, you need a cadence. And cadence with senior team, as a CEO, for a senior team, you can have a weekly cadence wherein you give a chance to everybody to discuss the key KPIs or at least the key projects, what are running, and on a monthly basis, deep dive, right? To understand where are we vis-a-vis where we had to be, right? And give them opportunity, make a culture wherein they come and present what is happening in their functions, right? And their full-fledged team should be there, right? Like we have a culture of all hands meet, where we share what is happening on the org level, and the functional heads come and they present what is happening in their functions, how they are aligned with the common goals of the org. So that's how we do it. Now you also asked one example wherein I have done it. So I'll tell you one example. When we were in Cardeco and we were setting up our used car retail business, and it was a journey of 0 to 1. And in 0 to 1 journey, you had to actually roll down your sleeves and get down to execution. So I was heading a lot of functions, including strategy, including analytics, and there were few geographies which were just not performing. We did everything. And what we did, we said, let's run transformation projects, and a senior team member will run those projects. So I folded my sleeves and went into execution and set up. So first thing I did, set up because real-time dashboards were already there. I set up the cadence mechanism. That means with the working teams of state teams, morning meeting, evening meeting. It's a retail business, what's happening. And when we started attending that meeting, we got to understand that the managers were not very clear with all the KPIs. And they didn't have a culture of looking at data and then asking questions. The questions used to start, "Acha, aaj kitna kiya?" And if it is not happening, then the only retort which they finally came down to was shouting. And that doesn't help in today's environment. Nobody likes shouting, right? That's not the culture you would like to prevalent. What you need your manager should have an understanding of those KPIs in a broken down manner, which is to understand what are the levers if results are not coming, what are those input metrics which they have to correct so that the results will be aligned.
Yeah.
So giving that understanding, that means you have to work with that team and make them understood about that. And once we started publishing that data on timely basis, then a very interesting thing happened. Managers were aligned, but the junior folks, they had some kind of a revolt. Because culturally, when our non-performance is exposed, we don't like it. And we tend to hide behind our non-performance. And how will you do that? You won't have visibility around data. So when I tried to build that visibility, I found a very different challenge, which was culture, which was people-oriented. And okay, which was people-oriented. And I think for changing that, one of the critical tasks is to change the culture of a company and make it data-oriented, performance-oriented. And I think there I had to retort to other means, right? And what were those means? To tell them, to align them with the vision and the goal of the founder of the company. That this is what our vision. Onboard with the vision. Tell them what is there in it for them. So aligning them. And then having the common goals and objectives throughout the chain.